Hey folks, it's finally above 32 degrees. Awesome. Snow's starting to melt. I'm Brett Franklin with the Pegasus team, checking in once again on the residential housing market in and around Lexington, Kentucky. We've got a couple of shifts to talk about this week. This month, things are starting to tilt pretty clearly towards buyers, with a little bit of a saving silver lining for sellers. Now let's start with listings. We've hit another crossover. New listings are now outpacing sold listings, and those sales numbers are at their lowest point since this time last year. And that's a meaningful change. Now here's where it really gets interesting. Let's talk about the sold to list price ratio. If you need a refresher on this, that's the relationship between what homes are listed for and what they actually sell for. In plain English, it tells us how much sellers are having to come down to get a deal done. Right now, that number sits at about 93.3%. Translation, the average home is selling for almost 7% less than the list price. And I'll tell you, we haven't seen that kind of a gap since before the pandemic. Back in 2020, 21, even in 2022, we were living in the 98, 99% range all day long. So if you've been scrolling Zillow and thinking, man, that's a lot of price reductions, you're right on target. You're not imagining it. It's right here in the data. And let me be honest for a second. This also tells us something about pricing strategy. A lot of homes are coming to market priced just a bit too spicy, and sellers and their agents are having to correct course by 7% on average. This ties directly into days on market. We've seen that number jumped from 55 days on market to 67. That's not a blip, that's a move. And for buyers, that's good news. It means more time, more options, and more negotiating power when you find the right house. Now, you'd expect all this to mean prices are dropping across the board. But interestingly, they're not. Prices actually ticked up just a hair and have stayed pretty flat overall. What's really happening is this. Sellers are coming out of the gate a little more aggressive than the market will bear. And the market is pushing back. Here's the key takeaway. This is mostly a buyer's market story, but good homes, well presented, and priced right are still selling fast and without big reductions. In this day and time, for sellers, it comes down to pricing it right and telling the home story the right way. If you've got questions about any of this, give me a call. I'm always happy to talk it through. Next week, we are going big in terms of rolling out a full look ahead at the Central Kentucky housing market for 2026, and I'll be getting some help with that. Thanks for hanging out with me, folks. I look forward to chatting with you next week. I'm Brett Franklin, and this is your old Kentucky home.